नमस्कार लाइव क्लास को आपण मानकु स्वागत करुछि मु शुभश्री महापात्र। जीविका बिना जेमिति जीवन असंभव, शिक्षा बिना सेमिति भविष्य गठन मध्य असंभव। अर्थात जीविका और शिक्षा उभय जीवन गठनर प्रमुख अंग। मात्र कोरोना महामारी जोगु शिक्षार गाड़ी बहुत प्रभावित होइछि। ता माने नुहे जे स्थिति एमिति बलवत्तर रहिबो। तेणु पिला भविष्य गठनर से गाड़ीर सारथी आज जी ओडिशा साजिछि। लाइव क्लास जरिया राज्यर अगणित विद्यार्थी को घरे बसी पढ़िबार सुजोग देछि। तेबे आमर ए प्रयास एमिति जारी रहिबो। प्रतिदिन दक्ष शिक्षक माने पिलांक क्लास नेबे और तांको प्रश्नर उत्तर रखिबे। तेबे आसंतु आरंभ करिबा आजिर लाइव क्लास। आजिर विषय रहिछि 10म श्रेणीर इंग्राजी आउ क्लास नेबे नब किशोर साहू सार।
Hello my dear children, again I welcome back into the Zee Odisha live class. Today my topic is at the high school, the topic which I started last Monday. I am simply continuing the topic now. My dear children, I don't want to waste your time, particularly because I have already given my introductions in the last class. Today I just want to start right from the stanza number 3 of the same topic at the high school. So what we actually learned in the first two stanzas of the topic. In the first two stanzas, we simply learned that Gandhi was not a bad student at the Rajkot High School. He was not even a meritorious student. But one most surprising thing about Gandhi was that even though he was not a meritorious student or the talented student, actually he used to get scholarship as well as the prizes. Because the certificates of character and progress we are sent to the parents every year. So right from the certificate, it is vividly known, vividly means clearly known that Gandhi had never had a bad certificate. When he passed out of the second standard, he used to get means he used to obtain or he used to derive various types of scholarships and the prizes. But when he passed out of the 5th and 6th standard, he used to get rupees 4 and 10 respectively, which shows that he was also good at his studies in Rajkot High School, which ultimately became famous as Rajkot English Medium, and later it became famous at Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi High School in Rajkot. Another very important thing I also discussed with you, my dear children, that Gandhi did not have any high regard for his ability. That means he had no high respect for his ability. He always thought, apart from his ability, it was his merit or it was his talents that really brought him so popularity, particularly among the boys of the Rajkot High School. But whenever there was a little blemish or any sort of a moral defect in his character, that really brought a tear into his eyes. And he simply wept piteously. कौन से सामान्य त्रुटि जदि हला से संग संग कांदी पकाउथिले. Because he always thought it was his desert. Desert means इहा तांकर प्राप्य थिला. That is why he cried piteously. But he did not have any sorts of bad impression about the teachers. किंतु एथिपई शिक्षकक प्रति तांकर कोनसी प्रकार खराब धारणा मध्य नथिला. I would an interesting thing another interesting point I also discussed with you in the last class about his headmaster Mr. Durabji Idulji Jimmy. Mr. Durabji Idulji Jimmy was a disciplinarian. About a disciplinarian, I told you that a disciplinarian is a person who always focuses. Focuses means gives importance and discipline, on maintaining discipline. How the children should be disciplined. Pilamane kemiti sungkhalito hebe. Pilamankar kemiti sungkhala bhavana spirit of a discipline ta badibo. So he was a disciplinarian. He was a man of a method. Method means man of a principles or morals. And he was also a good person or a good teacher. These were the good qualities which Gandhi had for his headmaster, Mr. Dorabji Idulji Jimmy. Mr. Dorabji Idulji Jimmy made 3 sporting activities compulsory for the boys of Rajkot High School. Children, remember these 3 things which were made compulsory by Mr. Jimmy, who was the headmaster at Rajkot High School. These 3 sporting activities were cricket, number 2 gymnastics, and number 3 football. These 3 sporting activities were also made compulsory for the boys. That is why it was mandatory or compulsory on the part of Gandhi to attend these classes, because these classes were compulsory. But Gandhi always says that he always maintained that, he always viewed that ତାଙ୍କର ସବୁବେଳେ ମତ ଥିଲା ଯେ ଜିମ୍ନାଷ୍ଟିକ୍ସ had nothing to do with education. ଜିମ୍ନାଷ୍ଟିକ୍ସ ର ଏଜୁକେସନ ସହିତ କୌଣସି ସମ୍ପର୍କ ନାହିଁ. nothing to do ର ଅର୍ଥ ହେଉଛି had no relation with, ଏହାର କୌଣସି ସମ୍ପର୍କ ନଥିଲା. that is why ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ he did not give any importance either on gymnastics or cricket or football. ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଜିମ୍ନାଷ୍ଟିକ୍ସ କ୍ରିକେଟ ଏବଂ ଫୁଟବଲ ଉପରେ ସେ ବିଶେଷ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଦେଉନଥିଲେ. but later means when he started growing up, ଯେତେବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କର ବୟସ ବଢ଼ିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲା, he really became conscious. conscious अर्थ कौन बुझी पार्छ? aware of, से सचेतन हेले and concluded, understand my children, concluded means gave his final opinion. तांकर शेष ओपिनियन बोले मत व्यक्त करथिले, जाको conclude verb रु आसी conclusion रु आसी adjective conclusive रो अर्थ होची चूड़ांत. please give me your conclusive remark. that means remark in the final stage or the final remark, that is called conclusive. तापरे गांधीजी कही बुझीथिले जे gymnastics, even though he had earlier notion that gymnastics had nothing to do with education, later he had to change his view or perception. perception रो अर्थ पिला मन रखतिबा आइडिया, जा को जे धारणा. परवर्ती मिश्र तांकर धारणा को तांको परिवर्तन करिबा को पड़िला. and ultimately means at last, in the end, शेषरे he viewed that, it viewed means opined, opined, पिला opine रो अर्थ जानि थिबो, opine, opine is a verb, it is a verb means showing action, क्रिया पद. opine रो noun होउची opinion, जहा को तुमे कहूछ मत. opinion is the noun, that means view, जार synonyms होउची view. view माने मत होउची मत, जहाँ को जे सिनोनिम्स बोले एक अर्थ बोधक शब्द, एक अर्थ. ओपिनियन मीन्स नाउन व्यू, तार वर्ब फॉर्म होउची पिला ओपाइन. कारण तुम्हें जितले गोटे नाउन रु वर्ब करिवो बा वर्ब रो नाउन करिवो, यू हैव टू चेंज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द वर्ड्स. शब्द गुडिकर स्ट्रक्चर बोले गठन प्रणाली को तुमको परिवर्तन करिवा को पड़िवो. जेमति लास्ट क्लास रे कहिथिले कंपल्सरी इज द एडजेक्टिव. It comes from the noun compulsion. Compulsion is a noun that comes from the verb compel. Compel, compulsion, compulsory. Verb, noun, adjective. Similarly, from the verb opine, your noun opinion comes. तापरे तांको पारिबा माने later, in the latter stage or when he started growing in years, Gandhi had to change his earlier view. गांधी को तांकर पूर्व व्यू बोले मत परिवर्तन करिवा को पड़ी थिला. जेतले देखियो कोनसी जिंस करिवा को पड़े, सेठी पिला गोटे स्ट्रक्चर वा से verb have to. केमिति I have to do this work today. मते आज ये कार्य करिवा को पड़िबो, have to do. This is called verb phrase. have to do. करिबा को पड़िबो, that means I am compelled to do this work. ए कार्य करिबा को मो बाध्य. सेमति had to होउची past माने अतीत. I had to go, मते जीवा को पड़िला. I have to go, मते जीवा को पड़िबो. This is the difference between past and present or future. Okay? तापरे तांकर चेंज करिबा को परिवारला जे जिम्नास्टिक्स जाहाकू से एजुकेशन रो गोटे मुख्य अंश बोली भाबु नथिले. later he had to change his view and agreed, से राजी हेले जे कौन राजी हेले जे फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग शुड हैव as much place as the mental training. गोटे पिलार डेवलपमेंट रे बोले विकास रे फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग बोले शारीरिक प्रशिक्षण बा तालीम रो जेते गुरुत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रहिछि, मेंटल ट्रेनिंग बोले मानसिक कौन प्रशिक्षण मध्य सेते गुरुत्वपूर्ण भूमिका अछि. किंतु वर्तमान पिला नाउ प्रोसीड ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट स्टैंजा नंबर 3. The reason for my dislike was my keen desire to serve as nurse to my father. गांधी कहउछंती जे मोर डिसलाइक. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय डिसलाइक? डिसलाइक मीन्स नॉट लाइक इज इक्वल टू डिसलाइक. व्हेन यू डोंट लाइक समथिंग, दैट मीन्स यू डिसलाइक इट. सो व्हेन यू डिसलाइक इज अ वर्ब and this is a prefix used in place of not or no. That means when you don't like something, you dislike it. तुमे जदि काहाकू भल न पाउछ ताकू तुमे डिसलाइक करूछ. केमिति I dislike you, that means I don't like you. So not like is equal to dislike. This is the negative prefix and a dislike is a verb, that is the kriya pada. एटी गांधी कहउछंती जे जिम्नास्टिक्स हो बा क्रिकेट हो बा फुटबॉल हो, ता प्रति मोर डिसलाइक बोले अनिच्छा भाव, मोर घृणा भावर गोटे मुख्य कारण कौन थिला कहलो ना, वाज माय कीन डिजायर. मोर गोटे तीव्र इच्छा थिला. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कीन? अंडरस्टैंड माय वर्ड, KEEN, keen. So when you have keenness towards something, when you have keenness for something, that means you have a passion. Keen is a, remember, keen means it is adjective. And keen is also a noun. Keen desire means desire, if is a desire noun, keen is an adjective. So keen means passion. Keen means intense, intense, jahaku pila koucho tibra. So if desire is a noun, keen is an adjective. Keen hochi gote adjective bole bisheshana pada. तो keen ର अर्थ होची तीव्र इच्छा, मोर आंतरिक इच्छा, मोर प्रबल इच्छा. तला गांधीଙ୍କର प्रबल इच्छा कोन थिला? What was his keen desire? His keen desire, desire means wish, इच्छा. तांकर इच्छा थिला to serve as nurse to my father. मो बापांकर गोटे नर्स रूपे को सेवा करिबा. तार माने to nurse my father. नर्स को हमें नाउन रे कहउछु सेविका. नर्स इन द वर्ब मीन्स टू सर्व, सेवा करिबा. जे मोर बापांकर सेवा करिबार मोर अंतिम इच्छा थिला. सेहिति पई मु जिम्नास्टिक्स, क्रिकेट व फुटबॉल प्रति मोर घृणा भाव बोले अनिच्छा भाव रहिथिला. एबे गांधीजी करूथिले कोन ना, एज सून एज द स्कूल क्लोज्ड, जेतेले तांकर स्कूलटा सरी जाउथिला, आई वुड हरी होम एंड बिगिन सर्विंग हिम. मो घर को जाइकी बापा को सेवा करिबा आरंभ कर दउथिले. हे देखो पिला गुडा इंटरेस्टिंग वर्ब अछि, वुड हरी, वुड हरी, HURRY. Remember, hurry is the main verb or main verb, and would is the auxiliary verb, AUXV. This auxiliary verb is called modal. यही auxiliary verb को कहा जाए modal auxiliary. पिला माने क्लास 9th रे थिबे modal विषय पढ़ी दिबो. मु तुमको बेसी समय I don't want to interact with you particularly comprehensively on modals. खाली गोटिए कथा पिला मान रखतिबो, modal are the auxiliaries that reflect the moods of the speaker. आमे जतले कोनसी modal व्यवहार करू, आम स्पीकर बोले वक्तांकर ताहा कहिबार मूड को बुझाए. मूड रो अर्थ होची कोन कहले तांकर एटीट्यूड, तांकर मानसिकता को, तांकर मनोभाव को बुझाए. तनु एटी जतले कहूची वुड हरी, एक्चुअली वुड हरी मीन्स हरीड, HURRIED, hurried, past simple. So whenever you notice would before the main verb, पिला माने जतले मुख्य क्रियापद पूर्वरु would गोटे मोडाल सहायकारी क्रिया रे तुमे व्यवहार देखिबो, you always mean that it is used in the past habitual action. एटा सबु बेले गोटे अतीतर अभ्यासगत कार्य को बुझाए. जेमति कहइबो माय ग्रैंडफादर वुड स्मोक ए लॉट. मो जेजेबापा बहुत सिगरेट पिउथिले. चलो वुड स्मोक ए लॉट means smoked a lot. Would smoke means smoked, past simple. So whenever you use would, that means you refer to some past continuous action. जेतेबेले तुमे पिला would मेन भर पूर्वरु बसेइबो, सेटा जानिबो अतीतर गोटिए अभ्यासगत कार्य को बुझाए. If you say my grandfather would smoke a lot, that means smoking a lot was the permanent habit of my grandfather. It was the persistent or continuous habit of my grandfather. तार अर्थ होची he no longer smokes. से एबे आउ स्मोकिंग करू नाहंती. ये अतीतर गोटे अभ्यासगत कार्य. मु एमती कहबी when I was reading in a college, मु जतले गोटे कॉलेज रे पढुतली, I would cycle to the college. तार अर्थ होची कोन मु कॉलेज को साइकिल रे जाउथली. आ एमिति पिला लेखिबन जे I would go to college on my bicycle. ए वाक्यटा टिके लंबा हो जाउछि. वाक्यटा को क्रिप्सी कर दियो, छोटो कर दियो. ट्राई टू शॉर्ट योर सेंटेंस, मेक योर सेंटेंस स्मॉल. जहा फल रे आजिकली समस्त पिला जाउछंती हला कि इफ यू कैन मेक योर सेंटेंस स्मॉल, इफ यू कैन मेक योर सेंटेंस स्मॉल और क्रिप्सी और शॉर्ट, देन व्हाई डू यू सिंपली वांट टू एक्सपांड योर सेंटेंस. तर वुड साइकिल डाउन रो अर्थ होछि साइकिल रे जाउथिली. सो वुड इज द पास्ट सिंपल. तेणु एटी देख गांधी क्या कहउछंती जे स्कूल सरीला मात्रे आई वुड हरी होम. मु घर को चंचल चंचल जाउथिली. सो वुड हरी मीन्स हरीड, जाउथिली एंड बिगिन सर्विंग हिम. एवं बापा को सेवा करबा को लागि पडुथिली. कंपल्सरी एक्सरसाइज केम डायरेक्टली इन द वे ऑफ दिस सर्विस. मु भाबुथिली ए सर्विसटा त मु त डायरेक्ट एटा होची फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग ना. बापा को सेवा करबाटा होची ओटा प्रत्यक्ष शारीरिक अभ्यास. आउ स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटी रे काहे कि मु भाग नेबी. व्हाई शुड आई टेक पार्ट इन फुटबॉल, जिम्नास्टिक्स एंड क्रिकेट? बाय सर्विंग माय फादर आई एम गेटिंग डायरेक्ट फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज. बापा को सेवा करी मु गोटे प्रत्यक्ष शारीरिक प्रशिक्षण पाई जाउछि, व्यायाम पाई जाउछि. सो व्हाई शुड आई सिंपली वेस्ट माय टाइम इन पार्टिसिपेटिंग और टेकिंग पार्ट इन क्रिकेट, इन फुटबॉल और इन जिम्नास्टिक्स? आई रिक्वेस्टेड मिस्टर जिमी. तेणु मु तो बापा को सेवा करने को चाहूली. हाई स्कूल सरला पर मैं स्कूल क्लोज हो सारा पर तेणु दिने जाई हेडमास्टर मिस्टर जिमी को अनुरोध कली. आई रिक्वेस्टेड मिस्टर जिमी टू एग्जाम्ड मी फ्रॉम जिम्नास्टिक्स. मु प्रधान शिक्षक मिस्टर जिमी को अनुरोध करी कहली सर मते दया करी जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास रु मुक्त करंतु. एटी गोटे पिला देख गोटे सुंदर वर्ब अछि एग्जाम्ड. अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द वर्ब? द वर्ब इज एग्जाम्ड, EXEMPT. Exempt is a verb. जार नाउन होची exemption ion suffix बसिला पर प्रत्यय ओके exempt mean मु कहबी he exempted me from playing the game ता माने खेलरू से मते निवृत्त कला ता माने खेलरू मु मुक्त हेली सो व्हेन यू exempt someone from something कौन सी व्यक्ति को तुम्हें यदि कौन सी कार्य exempt कल यू सिंपली फ्री हिम तुम्हें ताकू फ्री कर देला मुक्त कर देला जा तू तोर कार्य कर यू डू योर वर्क एज पर योर विश अकॉर्डिंगली सो exempt इज फॉलोड बाय प्रीपोजिशन फ्रॉम आगु गुआ जे पिला वर्ड फॉलोड बाय प्रीपोजिशन आमे जतरा जन को exempt करा एबे पिला तुम भाबुथिबो ए इंग्लिश गोटे वेरी फनी लैंग्वेज वेरी फैसिनेटिंग लैंग्वेज भारी आकर्षणीय भाषा so when we exempt that means we make somebody free from doing something kemiti he exempted me from playing the game I exempted him from paying my tuition fees जन को ट्यूशन फीस मान दरमारू कॉलेज बा स्कूल दरमारू कौन सी प्रकार खेलरू कौन सी प्रकार जरिमानारू जतरे निवृत्त करिवो बेले ताकू मुक्त करिवो बेले ताकू वंचित करिवो सेही पिला बसेबो exempt फ्री काकू टैक्स देबारू वंचित कल काकू खेलरू वंचित कल माने खेलिबा को देलनी माने ताकू खेलरू मुक्त करि देल बा कौन सी लोगों को हैला कि तुमे कोन कल कौन सी प्रकार क्लास नेबारे ताकू निवृत्त कल कौन सी लोगों को हैला कि जरिमाना देबारू मुक्त कल सेही क्षेत्र रे पिला वर्ब exempt सहित प्रीपोजिशन फ्रॉम बसेबो आगु को जे वर्ड फॉलोड बाय प्रीपोजिशन कारण इंग्लिश रे केतक वर्ड्स अछि जा सहित केतक कंपल्सरी प्रीपोजिशन ही जाए तुमे मन इच्छा कौन सी प्रीपोजिशन बसई पारिबो नाही एबे देखो से कौन कहले जे मु मिस्टर जिमी को रिक्वेस्ट कली जे सर मते जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास रु मुक्त करंतु सो दैट जहा फल रे आई माइट बी फ्री टू सर्व माय फादर so that I will be absolutely free to serve my father. This was the request from Gandhi to his headmaster Mr. Jimmy, but he would not listen. Again in this sentence please see would not listen. Here would not listen means did not listen. Would modal auxiliary, I have already told you, past habitual action. He did not listen to me. That means Mr. Jimmy did not listen to any sorts of a plea or any sorts of request of Gandhi. Now it happened that one Saturday when we had school in the morning, दिन शनिवार सकाळे आमर स्कूल थिला as Gandhiji school was in the morning, so definitely his gymnastics class was in the afternoon. Saturday रे जेतु सकाळे क्लास ता थिला, so Gandhiji gymnastics class was in the afternoon. I had to come from home to school for gymnastics at 4 o'clock. That means Gandhi had to attend the gymnastics class at 4 p.m. That means at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on that particular Saturday. But what was the problem with Gandhi? The problem with Gandhi was that he had no watch. Gandhi had to attend or join the gymnastics class at 4 p.m. That means at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But the problem for Gandhi was that he had no watch. What do you mean watch? Watch means he had no wristwatch. The watch we use on our wrist, this is called wristwatch. So Gandhi had no wristwatch. And the cloud deceived me. So how did the cloud deceive Gandhi? On that particular Saturday, when Gandhi had to attend his gymnastics class, as per the instruction of his headmaster, Mr. Jimmy, Gandhi actually was late for the gymnastics class. That means he reached his gymnastics class late. But the gymnastics class was there at 4 p.m. But Gandhi could not reach the field at 4 p.m. The question is why? Because he had no watch. That is why he could not decipher. Understand decipher? He could not know the time. He could not know the exact time because he had no watch to attend the gymnastics class. Second problem, what was the second problem? Second problem was that the cloud deceived me. That means Gandhi was deceived by the cloud. So what do you mean by deceive? When somebody deceive you, remember this deceive is a verb. Its noun is deception. Its noun is deception. T-I-O-N is the suffix, making it a noun. So when somebody deceive you, that means he cheats you. So deceive verb means cheat. The Odia term is thakiva, ba pratarana kariva. So the two problems were there for Gandhi, for which he could not attend the gymnastics class. First problem was that he had no watch. Second problem was that he was deceived by the clouds because the sky was cloudy. Lots of clouds were hovering in the sky. Hovering means moving about in the sky. As the sky was cloudy, he could not know the exact time of joining the gymnastics class in the afternoon. So the two problems for Gandhi. Number one, he had no watch. Number two, the clouds deceived him. So before I reached the school, the boys had left. That means when Gandhi reached the gymnastics class, in the afternoon on that particular Saturday, all the boys had left. Now the question was that what really made the boys leave the ground, gymnastics ground? Two reasons are there. Number one, perhaps the gymnastics class was not held that particular day. Number two, before Gandhi's arrival at the gymnastics class, all the boys might have left it, might have left the gymnastics ground. Two reasons are obvious. Obvious means clear. So Gandhi could not reach even though Gandhi reached the gymnastics class, but Gandhi found that all the boys had left the class because he had no watch, and number two, he was deceived by the clouds. That means the clouds cheated him. He could not know the exact time of arriving at the gymnastics class that particular Saturday in the afternoon. So what happened to Gandhi the next day? Now Saturday was over, Saturday gone. That means the next day means Monday. The next day, Mr. Jimmy examined the roll. Mr. Jimmy, while examining the roll, what really made Jimmy examine the roll of the students? He started examining the rolls just to know or just to ensure himself whether certain students really joined the gymnastics class the day before yesterday or not. He wanted to know. से जानिबाकू चाहूतिले जे शनिवार अपराह्न पिला माने जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास को केते आसीथिले केते आसी नथिले. हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स टर्न्ड अप. एडी टर्न्ड अप मीन्स अराइव्ड. TURNED. पिला किछि किछि नुवा शब्द भी सिख. टर्न्ड यूपी अप. टर्न्ड अप मीन्स रीच्ड और टर्न्ड आउट मध्य तुमे यूज करि परिबो. दिस इज अ फ्रेजल वर्ब. केते पिला जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास आसीथिले एंड हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स डिड नॉट टर्न अप फॉर द जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास. एटा जानिबा पई से आग जो पिला जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास आथिले कि नाही सैटरडे रो रोल खाता गुडी को से चेकअप कले. But he found that Gandhi was absent. Mr. Jimmy found that Gandhi was absent means Gandhi had not joined the gymnastics class. Gandhi gymnastics class re jogo dei nathile. So now Mr. Jimmy called Gandhi to his side and he asked him, Mohandas, what really prompted you to be absent from the gymnastics class? Why did not you join the gymnastics class in the afternoon on Saturday? Being asked for the reason of absence. That means when Mr. Jimmy asked Gandhi the reason of his being absent from the gymnastics class, remember my children, your absence or absent, remember, absence, ABSENCE, any word ending with the CE is a noun. And the word CE, when changed into T, it becomes adjective. When CE is changed into letter T, the word becomes an adjective. Remember, an absence is always followed by preposition from, not in. So when Jimmy asked Gandhi about his absence from the gymnastics class, yes, my dear children, a short commercial break for you now. And I will rejoin you or welcome you back after certain break. Till then, you just relax yourself with your books simply keeping open in front of you. Okay, thanks. Welcome back, my dear children. Welcome back to the G Life class. So what I left just 5 minutes before. So when Mr. Jimmy, the headmaster, asked Gandhi about his absence from the gymnastics class, Gandhi gave his own justification. What do you mean by justification? He gave his own reason that why really he had come to attend the gymnastics class. But as he had no watch and as he was deceived by the clouds, that is why when he reached the gymnastics class, all the boys had left it. But Mr. Jimmy did not believe him. Mr. Jimmy did not take the words of Gandhi into consideration. Mr. Jimmy did not believe Gandhi. So as a result, what did he do? As a result, Mr. Jimmy ordered Gandhi to pay a fine. To pay a fine of 1 or 2 annas. Because in those days, when India was still being ruled by the English, annas, such type of coins, were in force, were in vogue. So Gandhi was asked by Mr. Jimmy to pay 1 or 2 annas. Why did Mr. Jimmy ask him to pay 1 or 2 annas? Because he did not believe Gandhi's explanation. He did not have any source of faith in what Gandhi told him. That is why Mr. Jimmy fined 1 or 2 annas against Gandhi. Now, moving on to the next stanza. I was convicted of lying. Gandhi said, I was convicted of lying. So what in by lying? L-Y-I-N-G. Lying means telling lies. Lying means telling lies. L-I-E-S. So lies is the opposite of truth. So lying means micha kahiba, telling lies. And the verb convicted, convicted is the verb. So what in by convicted? Remember, when we convict or when the court convicts someone, remember that somebody say that convicted means punished. My dear children, actually it is not punished. Here convicted means found guilty. Found guilty. As what in by guilty? One who has done some guilt is guilty. One who has done any crime is a criminal. So one who has done some guilt or some error or some fault, he is guilty. Jaha kocha doshi. So convicted means Gandhi was found guilty. And what was Gandhi found guilty of? Gandhi was found guilty of telling lies. Telling lies to whom? Telling lies to his headmaster, Mr. Jimmy. Why did Mr. Jimmy fine Gandhi 1 or 2 annas? Because he did not believe in Gandhi's words. And what was his question to Gandhi? That why did not you join the gymnastics class in the Saturday afternoon? Gandhi told his mind. Told his mind means Gandhi wanted to justify his points. But Mr. Jimmy did not believe him. That is why Gandhi said, I was convicted of lying. I was convicted of lying means I was found guilty of telling lies. I was found guilty of telling lies by Mr. Jimmy. How was I to prove my innocence? Gandhi said, I was very innocent. Remember, similarly, innocent ending with NT. The word ending with NT is an adjective. And its noun is innocence, C-E-N-C-E. When NT is changed into C-E, it becomes a noun. Noun is a naming word. It is the name of the quality. Noun also refers to quality, just like state, action. It is innocence is a noun because one who has innocence, definitely he is innocent. If I say the girl is innocent, that means she has innocence. So what in by innocence? Innocence means act of not doing any wrong. Act of not doing any wrong. That means if you have not done any wrong or mistake, you are innocent and you have innocence. So Gandhi was innocent. Gandhi actually had told what had really happened to him in the Saturday afternoon. But the problem for the headmaster, Mr. Jimmy, was that he did not believe Gandhi. So here Gandhi says that how was I to prove my innocence? Because I wanted to prove that I am actually innocent. But the problem, but the trouble, but the difficulty was that Mr. Jimmy did not believe me. There was no way. What is the meaning of way? What is the way means way? Way means solution. Here way means does not refer to any road at the street. There was no way means Gandhi did not find any solution. I cried in deep anguish. So Gandhi कौन कहते? I started crying in deep anguish. What in by anguish? A-N-G-U-I-S-H. Anguish is a noun ending with S-H. Anguish means severe mental suffering. Severe mental suffering. That means if you have a mental stress, if you have a mental disturbance, If you have a trouble in your mind, that means you are in anguishment. Okay? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
sir, namaskar.
Namaskar. Please tell me.
Sir.
Thanks.
जो कहले कि जो टर्न अप आ तार सिनोनिमस कहले टर्न आउट
नहीं तार सिनोनिम्स नो रे बाबा टर्न अन मीन्स टर्न अप टर्न आउट ए दुईटार अर्थ होची रीच बा अराइव पहुंचीबा फिर टर्न ऑन पिला बहुत अर्थ अछि लॉट्स ऑफ मीनिंग्स आर देयर इफ आई से प्लीज टर्न ऑन द फैन र अर्थ होची प्लीज ऑपरेट द फैन प्लीज रन द फैन टी को चलाओ बुझला टर्न ऑफ मीन्स प्लीज टर्न ऑफ द फैन मीन्स प्लीज स्टॉप वर्किंग द फैन स्टॉप रनिंग द फैन तमने फैन टी को बंद कर आउ गोटे अछि टर्न अप आउ टर्न आउट टर्न आउट रो अर्थ होची आसी पहुंचीबा मु कहबी हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स डिड टर्न आउट इन द स्कूल बाय 6 pm संध्या 6टा भीतर केतरा पिला पहुंची दिले सो हियर टर्न आउट and a turn up means to come or to arrive or to reach a place. Understand? Hello. Okay, my dear children. So this was I saw that. तबले जतले गांधी कहउछंती as I could not prove my innocence, as I could not prove my points before Mr. Jimmy, I started crying in deep anguishment. Deep anguishment mean in severe mental suffering. तीव्र मानसिक जंत्रणा रे मु कांदीबा को लागिली. Then I learned a lesson from that incident. From that incident, as I could not prove my truth before Mr. Jimmy, I started crying. And I learned a lesson. So what lesson did Gandhi learn? Gandhi learned that a man of truth must also be a man of care. Actually, Gandhi had not told lies to Mr. Jimmy for his absence from the gymnastics class. He had told accuracy. He had told the truth. But the problem was that he was not careful. Okay? Okay? Thank you. Thank you, my boy.
From Jashpur.
From Jashpur.
I wanted to know from that how the cloud deceived Gandhi.
How did clouds deceive Gandhi?
Cloud deceived Gandhi.
How did clouds deceive Gandhi? Okay, I am explaining. Actually, the sky was cloudy. When the sky becomes cloudy, or that means when you find lots of clouds sailing in the sky. What is the spelling of sailing? S-A-I-L-I-N-G. Sailing means moving here and there. Okay. So when clouds start moving here and there, definitely the sky becomes cloudy. So as the sky was cloudy, as the sky was cloud-studded, in English it is called cloud-studded, or the sky was cloudy, or there were lots of black patches of clouds in the sky. That is why Gandhi could not know the time. That is why it became very difficult on the part of Gandhi to know the exact time of going out from his house to the gymnastics class. Because it was a cloudy sky. The sky was cloudy in that particular Saturday afternoon. So Gandhiji could not know the time. As he could not know the time, why could not he know the time? Because of the clouds. Because of the floating clouds. That is why in figurative language, सेइतपई आलंकारिक अर्थ रे कहा जाए द क्लाउड डिसीव्ड मी. ये कौन से व्यक्ति को पिला डिसीव करूनी, ये डिसीव कर गांधी जी क्लाउड द्वारा डिसीव होकर अर्थ होची गांधी जी एक्जाक्ट टाइम टा जानी पारले नाही जे से केते बळे जाकी जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास रे हाजर हेबे बोले उपस्थित हेबे. आई थिंक यू मस्ट हैव अंडरस्टूड माय पॉइंट. तो गांधी कहउछन्ती मु जानिली जे ए मैन ऑफ ट्रूथ जे जने सचोट लोक मध्य जने केयरफुल पर्सन हेबा उचित बोले जत्नशील व्यक्ति हेबा उचित. मु सत कथा कहली. आई टोल्ड व्हाट हैड ऑलरेडी हैपेंड टू मी in the gymnastics class the day before yesterday, but Mr. Jimmy did not believe me, but Mr. Jimmy did not have any faith in me, but Mr. Jimmy did not trust me. That is why I learned that a man of truth must be a man of care. This was the time, first time and the last instance. Yes. Hello. Thank you my girl.
Hello sir, namaskar.
Namaskar.
I am from Baleshwar. Sir, what is the opposite word of innocent?
Innocent. That's very good question. Fascinating question. You just tell me again whether you want to know the opposite of innocence or innocent.
Innocent.
Innocent or innocence?
Innocent.
NT. Oh, that means it is an adjective. Okay. One who has innocence is innocent. Then the one who has kindness is kind. Innocent means having no wrong or having not committed any wrong or mistake. So innocent means adjective. Then if you have committed any wrong or the mistake, you are guilty. Yes or no? So the opposite of innocent is guilty. Understand my points?
Yes, sir.
Yes, innocent means one who has not done any wrong. So guilty means one who has done some guilt or immoral thing or unprincipled thing. So guilty. So similarly, the opposite of innocence is guilt. G-U-I-L-T. Because a noun should go with noun and adjective should go with adjective. Understood my points?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So I had a faint recollection that I finally succeeded in getting the fine remitted. I had a faint recollection. So what do you mean by recollection? Already told you in the first class, recollection means act of recalling or remembering the past. So when you remember your past, that means it is your recollection. Suppose you now take you back into the childhood days. Now you start remembering all sorts of things that had already happened to you in your childhood days. So all these things which you remember now, so these things which you remember now, these things are called recollection, or it is your recollection. Recollection means things remembered by somebody else. So which things? Now things of the past. अतीतर कथा को कह जाए रिकलेक्शन जाको आमे एबे माने पकाउछु which we want to revise, which we want to memorize, and we memorize only the things of the past. So my recollection is that faint recollection. So children, faint, F-A-I-N-T, faint. What do you mean by faint? So when you have a faint recollection, that means you remember something dimly. Dimly means not brightly. Now this is called haji. Another word. Yes? Yes? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello,
sir. Pranam.
Pranam. Thank you, my boy. Tell me.
Sir, my name is Satyaprakash.
Satyaprakash, you just tell me, Satyaprakash, what's your problem?
Sir, what is the meaning of blemish?
Blemish. Blemish in the first class, I told all the children across the state that blemish means moral defect. If any wrong, if any mistake, you notice in your principle, in your morality, तुमर नैतिकता रे तुमर जो नीति आ आदर्श रही जहाँ नहीं कि तुम्हें बंचुछ से जदि किसी डिफेक्ट डिफेक्ट माने त्रुटि मिस्टेक बा एरर देखा जाए दैट इज कॉल्ड डिफेक्ट और ब्लेमिश ब्लेमिश इज ए नाउन जहाँ ओडिया कहब पिला नैतिक त्रुटि आमर नीति एवं आदर्श रे जो त्रुटिटा को आम परिलक्षित करूँ दैट इज कॉल्ड ब्लेमिश माने एग्जांपल दउछ आई एम एग्जांपल सपोज यू आर हैबिचुएटेड टू टेलिंग द ट्रूथ तुम्हें सत कहबार अभ्यस्त बट इफ ऑन सर्टेन ओकेजन यू टेल लाइज सो टेलिंग लाइज इज कंप्लीटली ऑपोजिट ऑफ योर प्रिंसिपल सो टेलिंग लाइज इज ए ब्लेमिश फॉर यू because you don't resort to telling lies, you never accept telling lies, but you had to tell lies due to certain circumstances. So here telling lies is a blemish. Understand my point? Okay, I finally succeeded in getting the fine remitted. Gandhi kon कहउछंती I dimly remember. मोर एबे झपसा झपसा मन पड़छु. So when you remember something, if you have a faint recollection, that means you remember, but you don't remember completely or thoroughly. Yes? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Again.
Hello my boy. Please tell me.
Hello.
Hello.
Why did Gandhi get physical punishment?
Why did Gandhi get physical punishment? Yes. Gandhi got is the past symbol. Understand? Gandhi got physical punishment. Gandhi तांकर physical punishment बोले शारीरिक दंड पाइले काहे कि because there was a little blemish. That was a little blemish he had committed unconsciously. जिते बड़े गोटे ब्लेमिश बोले सामान्य त्रुटि तांको लाइफ रे घटी जाइथिला जो त्रुटि प्रति से परवर्ती मुहूर्त रे सचेतन हेले he became conscious that due to such type of moral defect I was punished. So he was punished because there was a little blemish or moral defect in his character which blemish was spotted by the teacher. गांधींकर शिक्षक गांधीजींकर लाकी चरित्र रे गोटे सामान्य त्रुटि देखिक ताकू दंड तक देते दैट इज वाई तांकर चरित्र रे सामान्य त्रुटि जो ड्यू टू हिज मोरल डिफेक्ट और लिटिल ब्लेमिश इन हिज कैरेक्टर ही वाज गिवन कॉर्पोरल पनिशमेंट और फिजिकल पनिशमेंट अंडरस्टैंड माय पॉइंट यस सो द एग्जाम्पशन गांधीजी कहते मोर अबे धीरे धीरे मन पड़े गांधीजी रिकलेक्ट्स गांधी रिकॉल्स गांधी रिमेम्बर्स द इंसिडेंट ऑफ द पास्ट जे गांधी कहते मोर मन पड़ुछि आई फाइनली सक्सीडेड सो सक्सीडेड मीन्स आई फाइनली मीन्स इन द एंड अल्टीमेटली इवेंचुअली सर्वशेष रे I finally became successful in getting the fine remitted. Remitted means exempted, which meaning had already been given in your previous stanza. So when you remit somebody from something, you exempt him. Yes, sir? Okay. Okay. Pranam.
Hello.
Namaskar.
Sir, मैं विश्वजीत नायक कोतली कटकु
हाँ कटकु विश्वजीत नायक टेल मी
सर कीन रो मीनिंग ता कोन और यार अपोजिट कोन
काहर को वर्ड रो यू जस्ट हला की रिकॉल
कीन
हां
कीन
ओके डबल एन ओके आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू द मीनिंग कीन आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू I have already told all the students across the state. Again, I am just telling. Keen means when you have keenness on something, that means you have that intensity. Intense. And keen means also acute. जहाँ को तुम्हें उड़िया कहो उत्कट. If I say I have keen desire to take this food, that means I have intense desire. So keen ra synonyms of intense or acute. जहाँ को कहो तीव्र. मोर तीव्र इच्छा अच्छी. So keen desire means तीव्र. It is the opposite. So keen ro synonyms of intense or acute. जहाँ को कहबो तीव्र. So keen desire means passion, penchant, तीव्र इच्छा. The opposite of keen, remember, here keen is adjective. Okay? Keen is the adjective. Jar adjective synonyms of intense or acute. But the opposite of keen, suppose you have no interest in something. तुम्हारा कौन सी जिनस प्रति इंटरेस्ट नहीं, so you have no keenness or you are not keen, तुम्हें से पर आग्रही नहीं. So the opposite of keen is disinterested. That means you have no interested in something. So the opposite of keen, these are the two synonyms. That means same meanings, but the opposite is disinterested. Number one. So opposite of keenness is disinterested. जहाँ कौन सी इच्छा नहीं. Another word is dislike. Another word is hatred. Another word is repulsion. Adjectives, all are adjective. So disliked, hatred is a noun, and disinterested is the adjective, repulsive is the adjective. So these are the opposite of keen. So when you are keen, that means you have interest. When you have no keenness, that means you are disinterested, or you have dislike, or you have hatred, or you are repulsive. Understand my points? Okay. So the exemption, मोर जहाँ मन पड़े गांधीजी कहते सर्वशेष जो 1 अण बा 2 अण मत दबार थिला मिस्टर जिमी को मोर जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास रे अनुपस्थित जोगु से 1 बा 2 अनारू मु निजकु रक्षा करथिली मैं निवृत्त करिथिली काई कहला ना ड्यू टू द रिक्वेस्ट ऑफ माय फादर टू मिस्टर जिमी इन एप्लीकेशन. Ultimately, Mr. Jimmy was given an application, or Mr. Jimmy was sent an application by my father. Gandhi's father sent an application to Mr. Jimmy. And what did he write in the application? In the application, Gandhi's father wrote that he wanted Gandhi after school in his house. So it was on the virtue of an application of request by Mr. Gandhi's father to Mr. Jimmy that he wanted Gandhi. He means Gandhi's father wanted Gandhi. Hello?
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 Sir, pranam.
Pranam.
Sir, my question dila, in which standard did Gandhi obtain scholarship?
Gandhi obtained scholarship when he was in 5th and 6th standard. In 5th standard, he got scholarship of rupees 4. In 6th standard, he got scholarship of rupees 10. But actually, he started getting scholarship after passing out of the 2nd standard. Understand?
Again.
Okay. So, on the written request of Gandhi, okay. Hello? The exemption from exercise. तो जिम्नास्टिक्स क्लास भली एक्सरसाइज रु गांधी केबे exempted हेले क्षांत हेले ना of course obtained as my father. Of course means certainly निश्चित रूपे. This is an adverb क्रिया विशेषण. Of course means certainly as my father wrote to himself. Gandhi's father wrote a letter to Mr. Jimmy telling him that he wanted Gandhi after the school. So when Mr. Jimmy received the letter from Gandhi's father, then Gandhi was exempted from paying fine. And what was the amount of the fine? It was, the amount of fine was only 1 or 2 annas. Why did Mr. Jimmy impose the fine on Gandhi? Because Gandhi was not present in the gymnastics class in the Saturday at 4 p.m. Understand? But though I was none the worse for having neglected exercise. None the worse means hello my dear children. Today my class is just going to be over because time has already called me just to wind up the class because I am simply just running out of my time is simply running out of my hands, and time has started telling me that you have to wind up your class as soon as possible. So in the next class, I am simply going to finish this particular topic, and for any sort of a problem you particularly face while I will be discussing the topic, you please ask me any sorts of questions, and I will try my level best just to give the best satisfaction or the contentment to you. So far your asking of the questions is concerned. Till then, have a good day. I will just wait for the next class. I am again thankful to Zee Odisha and the OSSTA, which is a high-profile educational institution and who has already sponsored this program, whose combined efforts have really made me so proud just to be present before you to deliver my class. So that's why again I welcome you, and you just keep your finger crossed. Keep your finger crossed, you can understand. That means wait just very eagerly for the final class or the final touch of the present topic at the high school. Till then, have a good day, have a nice day, my dear children. Okay, bye.